How do you get peaceful while starting your quiet living journey? In this hectic world we live in, it's so important to carve out time for some peace and quiet. Today, I'm sharing 3 simple tips to help you cultivate a calm, peaceful mind even during life's quieter moments.
Welcome to Essence of Ease, a peaceful oasis for those seeking to embrace a more intentional and fulfilling way of life. The slow life, or quiet life, as people like to call it. In our fast-paced, material-driven world, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. This channel is dedicated to rediscovering the joys of slow living, quiet living, savoring simple pleasures, cultivating mindfulness, and nurturing your authentic self.
Susan felt the tension building as she sat stuck in traffic, already late for her meeting. Her grip tightened on the steering wheel and her jaw clenched. She could feel her heart rate increasing and anxious thoughts spiraling. Then she remembered the breathwork techniques she had learned. Susan closed her eyes and instructed herself to take 5 deep breaths. In through her nose, her belly expanding. Then out through pursed lips, releasing the air slowly. With each breath cycle, she could feel her body relaxing. The tightness in her shoulders loosened. Her racing mind began to calm. By the 5th exhalation, Susan felt present and centered again, able to continue her commute without excessive stress. My first tip is to practice breathwork. That's right, simply focusing on your breathing can work wonders. Elise could feel the weight of the world pressing on her shoulders as she stepped out her front door. Another stressful day at work, more bad news on TV, and a seemingly endless list of chores awaiting her at home. Her mind was a cyclone of anxious thoughts. But then her eyes landed on her small backyard garden. She slowly made her way over, intentionally feeling the cool breeze on her skin and warmth of the sun's rays. Kneeling down, Elise ran her fingers through the soft soil, depositing a few seeds. As she gently tended to her plants, all the noise and worries began to recede into the background. Out here in her little green oasis, Elise remembered how to simply breathe and be present. Nature's soothing balm was allowing her overstimulated mind to finally find stillness. My number 2 tip is connect with nature. Make a habit of getting outside for a walk, tending to plants, or just sitting and taking in the sights and sounds around you. Being in green spaces lowers blood pressure and reduces mental chatter. Jake was mindlessly doom-scrolling again, consuming an endless feed of depressing news stories and negative social media rants. He could feel his mood plummeting with each swipe of his thumb. Anxiety and anger were tightening like a vice around his chest. Then a thought struck him. Jake realized he was in full control of what he let occupy his consciousness. His mind was too valuable to surrender to the brain-numbing negativity vortex. He went on a mental diet. Jake unsubscribed from the fear-mongering news outlets and muted the doomsday social accounts. Instead, he filled his feed with uplifting podcasts about gratitude and mindfulness. He listened to audiobooks that expanded his perspective rather than contracting it. My final tip is, be selective about what occupies your mind. That endless social media scroll? Those tragedy-filled news stories? They'll only breed more negativity. Instead, feed your mind positive podcasts, uplifting books, or mindfulness meditations.